Morning everybody, it's Nick. I want to talk a bit more about menopause today, but fear not, it is not a bad menopause day. It is a really good menopause day. And I think it's equally as important to share the good days as well as the not so good days. So I've been in a dip. How long did the dip last? About a week. For any of you that watched the vlog, very sad, very down, feeling lost, without purpose, without value, very overwhelmed, very disengaged from life, very tired, very teary. Now I know, because of my plan and the support I get from my consultant, what to do when those dips come along. And for me, it signals, my body is signalling to me that my estrogen level is dropping lower than really my body wants it to be. So I increased my dose. But the thing is with estrogen, your body has a bit of a lead time on it, so you don't put it on and it doesn't kick straight in. And actually, it roughly takes about 2 weeks for your body to process and get used to the new level. So the fact that I've only actually been in a dip for a week is really quite good. And today I've got up and my God, what a difference. I jump out of bed at 5 a.m. this morning despite it being cold and dark. I've done a load of writing. I've decorated some more furniture for my daughter's bedroom. I'm now out on a 7 or 8k walk with the dogs. I'm actually going to go back and jump in the pool for an hour, and I'll do some more work this afternoon. I've got the kids, and do you know what? You can just hear that energy and excitement in my voice. That's pretty normal for me, and I feel great. I feel like I could rule the world today. And the point of doing this is to say to all the other women, because I do share my bad days, because I don't think the truth should be filtered and hidden, is that these are peaks and troughs. But because I have a plan, because I have a very holistic treatment plan, and a good consultant, I am able to manage it. So my husband kept saying to me at the weekend, and I think that's the other thing that's really important, as well as having the right diagnosis and the right treatment plan, which is different for us all, it's also really important to have the right, perhaps not the word, but a supportive network at home. So my husband is he's as educated as I am on the menopause, so that when I go into the dips and I lose my cognitive ability and my rational ability to keep things in perspective and context, he is there as a very firm anchor. And he kept saying to me over the weekend, it's okay, this is a dip, and I'm allowed to share with him freely how I'm feeling. I'm not judged for it. I'm not told, oh, don't say that, that's a horrible thing to say. Oh, look at everything around you, because in that moment it doesn't resolve it. He's just a very, very, very steady ship for me, and he just keeps saying, it's okay, this is just a dip, it will pass. It's okay, we are here, you're going to be okay. Just keep going, have a lay down, take it easy. Just take some time out. And I want to share the fact that you do come out the other end, and just, look at the impact hormones can have on us. Look at the difference of me today in comparison to if you saw a vlog from 2 or 3 days ago. I am a completely different person. For me, that's mainly down to my estrogen level, which, as I say, has this 2-week turnaround time. But I remember when I first went to my consultant, he wouldn't actually let me go near HRT until he got my insulin sorted out. I think I've mentioned this before. I'm insulin resistant, which isn't necessarily part of the... It's not, you don't become insulin resistant because you're menopausal. I've always been insulin resistant, and it's probably hereditary, but it's been somewhat hidden. And it's when your estrogen levels drop and your hormones start to fluctuate that it magnifies it, and that's how it was diagnosed. So I will always be treated for insulin resistance, even when I get through the menopause. But he wouldn't start me on HRT until he'd actually got my insulin resistance under control, and then he started me on HRT. And it was about 4 or 5 months, because I was in such deficit with my estrogen and my testosterone. I was in a really significant deficit with those two things for me, that it took 4 or 5 months for that deficit in my body to be paid back and me to really start to feel the benefits. And now what happens is, in the menopause, it's a transition, it's constantly moving, and you know, because you don't have a monthly cycle, you don't know when your dips and troughs are coming, because, you know, you don't bleed, so you don't have a physical thing that gives you an indicator of where you are. So you have to really tune in and listen to your body. And I think the point is this is why it is so important for every single woman to have access to somebody who really, really understands the menopause, who can do a really detailed analysis of your blood, to take a very holistic approach to make sure that you have a plan and you can work with them. And it's no good just chucking a patch on you and just chucking you out the door and saying, you know, basically have a nice life. I mean, dependent on how big my dips and troughs are, I go every 3 to 6 months. So at the minute I'm going every 6 months to my consultant, but when it's been bad, when I've had more regular dips, which I did in the early days, I would go every 3 months, because, you know, my body was changing and we were still learning. I mean, yeah, we have these averages of what our level should be and all the rest of it, but every person's an individual. And, you know, we have a historical, me being me, of course, historical graph that I plot about where my levels are, and what that means in terms of symptoms and so forth, because you really have to get to know your body, and that happens over a period of time. So I just want to post this to say what a difference a day makes, and please, you know, keep hope. Please look after yourself. Please keep banging on the door of your GP and the consultants until somebody listens, until somebody somewhere gives the right support, does a detailed analysis of your bloods, actually gets the right program of support in place. And the other thing actually I have found incredibly helpful, particularly with the aches and pains that I get with the menopause, is I've persevered with yoga. And I found that of enormous benefit, I have to say. And I don't do particularly, you know, I don't do the hot yoga or the particularly full-on yoga. I do a very relaxing, meditative yin yoga, and I've found that has helped enormously. And I hope that this helps you enormously, and that all the women out there, you know, I'm going to keep banging the drum until people get the support they need. But yeah, what a difference a day makes, and that's why we all need a plan, and that's why we all need, you know, a bespoke treatment plan to get us through this. Take care, lots of love, bye.